With the current MLBB season right now, it's only 2 weeks left. I'm going to explain why these 5 junglers are the best to rank up easily in your MLBB rank games. Naturally, this list does not include high ban rate junglers like Hanzo, Fanny, Julian, Joy, and Hayabusa, as they are very self-explanatory already. The first jungler in the list will be the best jungler that ain't like a fighter, but more to a tank type, which is the Alpha. The only jungler that can deal so much damage to anyone while building defensive items, all thanks to his passive. His true damage is a lot until he actually just needs a single offensive item to deal high damage, which is the item War Axe. In addition, his passive allows him not to be afraid of those tanky yet high damage heroes like Khalid, Hylos, Hilda, and other heroes like them, because these heroes will really harass the junglers by invading or target lock them during teamfight. With that being said, Alpha will counter them by sustaining and win them over in a battle of durability. It seems like Alpha is almost unbeatable, but everyone has some weaknesses, so does he. With him being as a fighter tank jungler, his mobility is just decent. He can be kited to death easily with enemy CC effects and damage. In conclusion, Alpha is a high durability jungler with amazing damage, but he is not OP until he can 1v5 anyone in any kind of situation. Next up, we got the assassin jungler that deals the most damage in the shortest amount of time. It's the father of Layla, Nolan. He's one of the assassins that can kill enemy squishy units in less than a second and escape already. With such ability to do that, his DPS is not really there, right? No bro, his DPS is good due to his low cooldown of skills, able to dish out consistent damage during teamfights. With that being said, he's one of the fastest clearing jungler in the game, making him able to farm very quick, move swiftly, and gank down enemies easily. Let's talk about some consideration when playing Nolan. Being such an amazing assassin jungler, he requires timing, patience, and decision making on when and how to go in, partake teamfights, and kill enemies. Thus, you have to be precise and sharp with your execution. Once you messed up, you may be the main target for the enemies to lock you down and kill you. In addition, he kinda needs the blue buff to perform well in teamfights, as he will be consuming a lot of energy to use his skills. In summary, playing this killing machine Nolan, your assassination on enemies' core units needs to be on point, while being sneaky to avoid danger, as you are a squishy unit too that dies easily. The third jungler in the list is also an assassin jungler, but his mobility is even more crazy than Nolan, which is the hero Ling. Despite him rarely ever appear in ranked or tournament games, he is still quite an S tier jungler in the meta. He is one of the best heroes to really target down the enemy's backline with his skill sets. The only hero that can leap onto walls and walk on them. And when he's on walls, he's able to lock down enemies with his enhanced basic attack or his enhanced second skill that has a very big range. Thus, he can be rotating fast and ganking down enemies easily, while sustaining decently thanks to his lifesteal ability. However, there are some downsides of Ling you need to take note of. He's quite a hero that takes time to get good at. He's not easy as Nolan or Alpha that I have just mentioned, especially the 4-blade mechanic. It takes time to get used to it and muscle memory so you can do it quick and smooth. Besides, he is same as Nolan, who consume much energy when using skills in a teamfight, so you kinda need blue buff when fighting enemies, or else you may risk yourself losing the teamfight. To sum up, Ling is a great assassin jungler that can carry your team easily by ganking down enemies' core units, and to play Ling well, you have to master some basic mechanics of his. Alright guys, for this jungler right now, I've been thinking to whether to put him into the high ban rate jungler list or this top 5 jungler list, because the hero is Suyou. His bar rate is not high, but quite noticeable. Suyou is similar to Julian. No ultimate, but only 3 skills. So he practically can start ganking enemies when you are just level 3 or even level 2 in some cases. Which makes him a scary jungler to deal with, especially towards squishy units. He's also one of the fast clear jungler like Alpha and Nolan, as he can keep on using 3 skills on clearing the jungle. And got his passive bro. More physical attack means more damage reduction. So you are telling me a hero that can be buying damage items and somehow building defense? Then, with actually having 6 different kind of skills, they are honestly so useful in any situation, as they can be used for damage, mobility, cleanup, sustain, and initiate teamfights. Before you think Suyou is an OP hero, he still has got his own takeaway while playing him, which is that he's quite vulnerable to CC effects. Even though you got his max damage reduction, he still ain't gonna tank like a real tank bro. And once his skills run into cooldowns, he almost becomes useless. In my opinion, even Ling, Nolan, and Alpha might have better DPS than Suyou actually. Thus, you really need to know how to utilize Suyou's skills very well in the game. In short, Suyou is an OP jungler if you can make use of what he has got and abuse your enemies until they rage quit. Even though Suyou is a fighter, you're still gonna play him more to like an assassin, as he's not so tanky as a normal fighter. The last jungler in the list is someone you wouldn't expect me to put him in. It is the tank jungler, Fredrinn. The reason why he is here is because of how much utility he can contribute for the team. Despite being a tank, he is someone can easily stun up enemies and chase them. This makes him an amazing frontliner to initiate teamfights for the team and win the teamfight easily. Since he is a tank jungler, he's also like an alpha, isn't so vulnerable to early game invades or ganks unlike the squishy assassins. Even though his jungler clearing speed may be slower than others, his objective stealing abilities are one of the best, as you use your first skill and retribution together to steal important objectives like the turtle and the lord. Moreover, with his kit able to tank up so much damage, he is able to deal back outstanding damage with his 4th skill, Appraiser Wrath. He can be taking many damage for the team and burst enemy back with his ultimate that deals damage up to 4000. It can potentially one-shot any squishy units. But before jumping into the game and wanting to play him already, here are some drawbacks of him that you should consider. As I have said before, even though he's quite a mobile tank, his mobility is not superb, especially your dash. It can be blocked by enemies and preventing you to run away or chase somebody. Thus, he can be easily kited by enemies, and over time, he may die to enemies while unable to do a single thing. And the best time to play Fredrinn as a jungler is when your team lacks a frontliner or sustainability. For example, your roam or your EXP laner has somehow decided to pick a squishy unit instead of a tanky unit for the team. Thus, picking Fredrinn would be a great idea right here. Because if you pick a non-tanky jungler, your whole team may lack sustainability and no one is comfortable being on the front line, which may make the team losing in most teamfights. In the end, Fredrinn jungler can be an effective meta jungler once requirements are met, and he will be actually carrying the team by being an annoying frontliner and bullying enemies. And that's it for the video everyone. Hope this video has helped you to figure out which OP jungler that can carry your team easily without worrying them being banned. And I'm going to make videos about the top 5 heroes for the 4 remaining roles. Comment down below which one you want to see first, and stay tuned for the next video.